Welcome to another podcast of the current situation at Manchester United. So, in this video podcast, I know that Premier League is not active right now given its international break and World Cup qualifying games are going left and right. So, I just felt compelled to do a video in relation to latest Manchester United news as relates to, certain latest Manchester United news. And before starting, I want to talk about the World Cup qualifying games that I've seen lately. Before I get into Manchester United's latest transfer news, I want to give my 2 penny cents on that because I've seen some games, and I'm wondering to myself, are these the sides that are actually looking to go to the World Cup, and I'm losing games like that? So of course, Ireland beat Portugal. This was what, last week? I think it was actually some days ago. But anyway, yeah, Ireland got beat Portugal 2-0 and Ronaldo got sent off. Now, we know so this Virgin has a temper and he doesn't like losing. But that's no reason for this Virgin to be acting like that, given that he's captain at the age that he is. That's a petulant, childish, spoilt brat type of behavior, man. Just because you're losing 2-0 and you side on the verge of not getting World Cup, given this is the potentially last World Cup and it better be last World Cup, don't mean that you should be using your elbow in the Virgin's back. What you doing? This is not UFC. You don't need to be doing this in the Virgin's back just because you're losing 2-0 and you're not doing nothing up front. So, yeah, man, it's deserving that you got your red card. Cristiano Ronaldo, I'm talking to you. Yeah, I'm talking to you, son. You deserve that red card. You should not be doing that at the age that you are, given your experience, given at the age that you are, and given that you're a club captain, given that he's club captain, but not in this context. Given that you're the nation's most capped player, given that you're the nation's captain on an international level, this is not the type of behavior that they're not supposed to be exhibiting. You're supposed to set example. And look how Portugal go trash aside 9-1 today. Bruno Fernandes got a hat trick. I think he got 2 penalties. Ronaldo go feel when you say, Man, it's like whenever I'm not playing, Portugal always play better without me. What's that about? Why is it that Portugal always play better with me? I'm not the problem. I'm not the cancerous problem. So why is it that Portugal... Why? Because when you're up front, you're static. Amongst other reasons, which I'm not going to get into because this is not what this video is about. But when you're playing up front, bro, you're not flexible as you were back in your day when you were in your prime. And even then, you were kind of stiff in terms of your movement. But that's a different discussion. I'm not going to get into that. But, yeah, man, so when you're not playing, the Portuguese players feel like they can play freely without you. And that's what happened today. They beat a side 9-1 without you. And you're arguably their most important player in terms of name. In terms of name, then sure. But in terms of the self play, that play was different. That shows a different picture as it relates to how you perceive yourself and how the players play without you. So you may think that you're the most important player since sliced bread, but at the same time, man, the players play better without you. Because when you're playing up front, you get onto anybody who don't pass the ball to you. You get onto anybody who takes a shot and you don't take the shot. You get on, and when things don't go your way, you want to act like a jolted lover. You want to, throw a hissy fit. Come on, man. Of course, this I go play better without you. Duh. I mean, that's not surprising. And because they won without Ronaldo, because they won 9-1 today, Portugal is off to the World Cup. So you got Jamaica draw their game against Trinidad last week. We should have beaten Trinidad last week. I didn't watch the game last week, but we should have beaten Trinidad last week. Trinidad is I think Dwight York is actually the manager who used to play for Manchester United. Manchester United's legendary striker, Duarte York, I believe he's managing. Well, he's coaching. He's no manager. I believe he's coaching Trinidad because he's from Trinidad. That's where his neck of the woods. He's based in Trinidad, so he's looking to actually bring Trinidad to the World Cup. Now we have a game Tuesday in 2 days time against, I think it's not Ecuador. Let me see who Jamaica has next on World Cup qualifying. So we're playing against oh Trinidad and Tobago eliminated in draw with Jamaica. So yeah, Trinidad now get no World Cup. So okay, so we're gonna play against hold on, cause I think we're in either first place or second place in the World Cup qualifying group. So Jamaica is gonna play against give me a second. Yeah, we're gonna play against Curacao on the 18th, which is in 2 days time against Curacao. We need to win this match. There is no way we should not be we should not be winning this match. We should be winning this match and going to the World Cup. This is going to be our first ever World Cup going to the World Cup since 98. Since 98, 98 was the last time we went to the World Cup. And yes, it wasn't the best of introductions, but Jamaica, as I don't think most of you guys get what it's like for your own country, not if you're in Europe, because if you're like from France, Belgium, you see me, Italy is not guaranteed a World Cup qualifier because Italy is crap. But I think Italy has to beat like Norway 9 something 9-0 to even qualify so Italy is no side, man. That's small peanuts. I mean, anybody can walk over Italy. Italy, when it comes down to football, man, this is not 2006. Italy is not no 2006 side. So anybody can beat Italy. What I'm saying is that if you're from like Belgium or France or whatever else, like England, that's quote unquote automatically World Cup qualifying sides because they're very good sides. Then you're not going to understand small countries qualifying for the World Cup. Qualifying for the World Cup is like getting the first ticket to heaven. That's the feeling that we get. So it's in our best interest as Jamaicans, is me to support the Reggae Boys on Tuesday, on the 18th of November, in the best month, matter of fact, because my birthday is this month. So we have to qualify for the World Cup when we beat Curacao on Tuesday. We are going to beat Curacao on Tuesday. Is me, we have to have that mentality of beating them on Tuesday. We have to qualify for this work. This is the easiest draw of games. This is our easiest draw of games where Jamaica has been given, and we can't blow that by not going to the World Cup, man. We should have been long time qualified for the World Cup. But we lost against some other sides that I don't know of, and we drew against Trini in the last game, which we should have won and just gone to the World Cup. If we win against Curacao, which we will go to the World Cup. Is me. We will go to the World Cup. Now some person go say, well, it's not like you guys going to win the World Cup anyway, so I don't know why you guys are so hell-bent, is me, on trying to qualify for the... Like, I just told you guys. I just told you. Qualifying in itself for the World Cup is like a first gateway to heaven, bro. Not everybody going to heaven. You think everybody going to heaven? Everybody not going to heaven. Everybody not going to heaven. So at the same time, you have to work for going to heaven. But this is not a Christian type of transport where you go to heaven. This is a football game. But I'm saying that it is like going to heaven. It is like what's the word I'm missing? It's like the ultimate thing that you look forward to. Like, it's one thing where your club goes to the Champions League, but when your own country that you're born in, and it's a third world country, qualifies for the World Cup, that in itself is something. That in itself, even though if you get knocked out, you could have lose the first game 10-0. You could have get an ass whooping. But the fact that your side is in the World Cup speaks for itself. Speaks for itself. It's me like they're a small side, they're a small country that go to war against larger countries. It's me, and they know the inevitability that they can be killed. They know that they can lose, but they still go to war to represent them country. That's the same attitude that our country has to have. We're not going to win the World Cup. We know that. Well, this is football, and anything can happen in football. We know that. But at the same time, we are concentrating on qualifying for the World Cup, which we will on Tuesday, on the 18th of November in the year of our Lord 2025. So book your reservation for next year in June 2026. So yeah, that's my long segue of talk is so Jamaica has to win this game, bro. We have to win this game so that we can get to the World Cup and do what we can do in the World Cup and put some smiles on our faces. Man, like I said, man, we ain't looking to win the World Cup or nothing, man. That's we have to be realistic here. We're not France, we're not Belgium, yes, we're not Argentina, we're not, the top sides. I think we're ranked in terms of the FIFA ranking. I think we're ranked, I think, in the 60s or the late 50s. Yeah, I think that's where Jamaica is ranked in the late 50s or early 60s. France is like at first or second between France and Argentina. Of course, Argentina is the last country that won the World Cup, so of course they're going to get a higher ranking than France. So with that being said, that's yeah. So Jamaica does have to qualify for the FIFA World Cup 2020-26. Man, fuck. The World Cup is like in what? In Toronto, not Toronto. Well, it's some of the games will be playing in Toronto, but it's going to be mainly based in three countries: the USA, the US of A, France, in the US of A, Mexico, and Canada. I am based in Canada. I live in Canada, so I have to actually. I don't know, cause one of the I heard that the tickets are very expensive, but I'm pretty sure that that can be worked out at some point. Cause I know say some persons can circumvent that and work around it as they go to the match. So we'll see what happens. But I'll be surprised. I'll if I'm given the opportunity to actually watch a football game at the World Cup next year in Toronto, I'm going. I'm going. I'm taking that. I'm taking that like hot chocolate, man. I'm taking it. I'm not. I'm going to a life once in a lifetime. I'm taking this once in a lifetime opportunity. Going to a game in football that will never be seen again. Not every person can sit and go to the World Cup and actually watch. Go to the stadium and actually watch a World Cup game. If I'm going to, preferably, I would like to see Jamaica a Jamaica game when we qualify for the World Cup for next year. But I'm not. I'm gonna tread slow. I'm gonna pace myself. I don't want to start running before I start creeping because we don't even qualify for the World Cup yet. But I'm thinking in hindsight, it being positive that we're going to knock out this small side named Curacao, send Curacao back to Curacao, and go to the World Cup and qualify for the World Cup. So that is what I'm basically saying. We have to qualify for the World Cup, bro. If you're a Jamaican, leave your comments in the comment section. What is your thoughts? Do you believe that Jamaica has it? Dude, we have one of the best sides in terms of the Caribbean. Man, my nose is scratching me. We have one of the best sides in the Caribbean, bro. We have one of the best sides in the Caribbean. Like one of the best. We have some of the best. We have some star players in our side that plays for Jamaica. And although Mason Greenwood is playing with our emotions, I'm about, I have to get a passport and I'm considering my options. Dude, if you don't want to play for Jamaica, don't play for. We don't have time to waste. We don't have time. We don't have time. You're a very good player, at least on club level. But if you're not going to stoop to our level and play for us, then we don't need you. We don't. we do not need you to play for Jamaica. We don't want you to be a representative of our country just because we're a third country. We don't. If you're not going to play for us, then don't play for us. Just say that from the jump set, so that both parties don't waste some time. We have approached you. The Jamaica Football Association has approached you and say, yo, we want you to play for our country. So if you're not going to play for our country, Tell us that. If you're afraid of criticism because of what you did to your girlfriend some years back, which people aren't even talking about, but people, listen, I'm gone past that. I'm gone past that. No, of course, I'm not going to forget what you did, but I'm not going to demonize the dude for what he did to his girlfriend. That's in the trash can now. I'm not going to take that out of the trash can and try to relive that. I'm not going to say that. No, I'm not going to do that no more. I've said my bits on Mason Greenwood, and I'm not going to do that. But what I'm going to say is that as it relates to football, if you don't want to if you don't want to represent Jamaica and play football for Jamaica, then let that be known so that nobody wastes some time. Now that's my rant on Jamaica. Now next, let's move to more important news. In relation to Manchester United. So wait, Mason Greenwood announcement made as ex-Man United forward makes feelings clear. Is this relating to Jamaica or something else? Let me go check. But I think okay. See, God not sleep. I was just talking about Mason Greenwood and him being hesitant and reluctant and playing hot potato with Jamaica and not making a decision to play for. This is what the Manchester Evening News just stated. This just came in. Mason Greenwood, hold on, I'm reading, it's loading, give me a second. Okay, so Mason Greenwood announcement made as ex-Man United forward makes feelings clear. Former Manchester United forward Mason Greenwood marks key achievement amid statement on his international future. Okay, so let me go through this real quick. So, of course, listen, even if this Virgin doesn't choose Jamaica to represent Jamaica, this Virgin ain't go play for. Dude, listen, man, this Virgin is not going to. Mason Greenwood is not going to play for England. Even if he chooses not to play for Jamaica, he's not going to play for England. If Tuchel, who is the current England coach, allows Mason Greenwood to come back into the squad, there's going to be a division. There's going to be internecine division opinions on that, and that's going to disrupt. Dude, basically, England is going to go in a pandemonium, basically, because this Brethren is a controversial player. That's really not a controversial player, but his name has been controversial because of what he did to his girlfriend years back, and some persons haven't forgive him for what he did to his girlfriend back then. So them saying, yeah, you're a good player, but you're a douchebag though. We haven't forgotten what you have done to your girlfriend. Man, I'm such my nose. What's up with that? Years back. We haven't forgotten that. So for you to represent our country basically is us overlooking what you did years back to your girlfriend. And we are not going to do that. So in my opinion, I don't see Mason Greenwood playing for England no more. He's not going to play for England in this lifetime. So what is this saying about? Greenwood will hope his performance help him move closer to his goal of returning to international duty with England. Okay, never mind. Wait, is this known though? Is this known? Is this official? I want to know if this is official because I didn't know this Virgin made a decision. It's not even said that he made a decision. Because if this is right, and you have to take some of these social media outlets with a pinch of salt because they're right to put food on them table. So they do not. So the credibility of what they're saying in their tabloids, in them articles that you have to pay like what $5 for, like who go pay $5 for a full article that you can get for free from some other outlets? Crazy. But you have to take these with a pinch of salt though. Has this brethren officially said that, you know what, I appreciate Jamaicans' offer to play for Jamaica, but I'm not going to play for Jamaica. But, whatever the reason is, if he chooses not to play for Jamaica, then he doesn't play, then okay. But I don't believe that has been made clear. So is this an opinion or is this an objective assertion? Which one is it? Because, like I said, man, but despite Tuchel informing Green that he was not a part of his long-term plans, and not a part of his long-term plans keynote. Wait, the 24, I'm all over the place. The 24-year-old has actually switched his international allegiance to Jamaica earlier this year. So what happened to that? But despite Thomas Tuchel informing Greenwood that he was not a part of his long-term plans, the Marseille star is still aiming to make the England squad. Steve McLaren, that is the coach for the Jamaica national side, said in September that after conversations with Greenwood's family, the ex-United forward was not looking to commit at this time to anybody. This is BS. This is atrocious BS. Let me tell you something, man. It's like a girl, right? It's like a girl telling you, "Oh, I'm not looking to be in a relationship right now." She telling you that she's not looking to be in a relationship, you know. "Oh, I'm not looking to be in a relationship right now. I'm looking to make some money. I'm looking, to make it, I'm looking to, just to settle down, not to settle down in a relationship, but to settle down in life and get a stable job, make some stable money, work on my faith with God." But if it was a superstar, a celebrity, "Oh yeah, 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 I'll go on a few dates with you. I'm open for tonight. Are you open for tonight? Come on, man. If you if it depends, man. Come on, man. It's me. Like if that this is Mason Greenwood's way of saying, "I don't want to play for Jamaica. You're a third world country, basically. You're a crappy side. I don't want to play for the crappy side." Because if I go play for you and we lose games, I'm going to get the blame because I'm the star player. When you're the star player for a side, they're going to look towards you and they're going to criticize you. And Mace Green will probably watching track and field and will say, when Jamaica lose track and field games, we put criticism on our stars. And he's probably saying, "You know what, I don't want none of that." I've gotten, criticisms for what I have allegedly, he's going to put in alleged because he doesn't want to, allegedly done to my girlfriend years back with the domestic abuse, etc., and whatever else. So I don't want none of that. I don't want none of that. But I'm not going to play for Jamaica, at least not at this time. Just say you don't want to play for Jamaica, period. We'll forgive you. Just don't waste our time. But the point I'm making is that he's open to play for England. But the fact that the fact that he's saying he doesn't want to commit at this time to anybody, that is BS. That is a lie. You have to read between the lines. This virgin is open. The article just said it, that he's open to play for England. But give me a second. Shoot, I'm view. but this virgin said that he's open to play for England. He still looks to play for England. Although Tuchel, who is the coach for England, said that he's not part of his plans to play for England. But this virgin wanted to say, "Oh, I'm not committing to anybody at this time, and I'm keeping my options open." Dude, you're not no female, bro. You're not no female. Just say that you don't want to play for England. It's nothing against you. Just do what you're doing, bro. Just do what you're doing. Just keep it moving. Even if you don't play for Jamaica, which in my opinion, I didn't see you play for Jamaica anyway, because I just don't see. It's me, I just don't see. Plus, knowing Jamaicans will go look at you sideways, given what you did to your girlfriend. But anyway, I just didn't see it though. I just did not see it. I just I just didn't see it, man. So give me a second. I saw message. Give me a second. Yeah, I had to attend to something right quick, but I'm back. So basically, I'm saying Greenwood is been a time waster. He's been a time. He's the woman. He's the female is equivalent to a time waster. I'm pretty sure some of you guys have spoken with some women saying that, "Oh, I'm not looking to see nobody at this moment in time. I'm not looking to commit at nobody at this moment in time." But if it's some star celebrity or some star from some high school, if you're like some star in your football side or whatever else, or you have high status, "Oh yeah, oh, you want to go on a date tonight? We could be in a relationship at the end of the week, it's your call. I'm open." Come on, man. Greenwood trying to play us, man. You don't see Greenwood trying to play us? You guys don't see that? You guys don't see that? So anyway, I don't even want to spend my whole time on Mason Greenwood. Mason Greenwood can go and win business. But so let's move to real Manchester United matters at the 25th minute. So give me a second. So in this piece of news now, this is where things get serious. Let's get serious for a bit. So this is what this. So Fabrizio Romano says that Marcus Rashford is set to leave Man United alongside with Højlund and Sancho. Now here's the thing. I've said that in multiple videos that Rashford should have been left Manchester United years ago. I've said that ad nauseum at least 4 or 5 times in my videos. I've said that. Now I'm not talking on alone. I'm saying that he should have been sold. Marcus Rashford should have been sold. There were a lot of opportunities where we failed to sell Marcus Rashford. That is our fault. That is our own doing. We failed to sell him. Yes, me. And here's the thing, man. This Bedrin should have been left Manchester United long ago. It's like it's like nobody literally wants him because of his high wage demands. He literally is on 300k per week when he was at United. When he was at United, he was on 300,000, 300 G's per week. And this Bedrin wasn't even getting regular football per week. And he was getting that type of money per week. So based on this article, it says that he's expecting to leave Man United in 2006. Alongside with Rasmus Højlund, there has been some news that stated that he probably will be called back from Napoli because Sesko is injured. Make Sesko go stay on the bench. Let him go stay on the bench. Let him go. Hey, I know he's doing decent at the moment, but I meant to say, no, okay, so Sesko is injured, okay. What I meant to say is keep Højlund in Italy. We do not want this brethren we don't want him at Manchester United right now. We do not want him at Manchester. What we need to be doing, and this is going to relate to Zirkzee, I'm going to be talking about Zirkzee in a second. Højlund, stay where you are. Stay where you are. Get your football from Italy. You're playing decent at the moment. We don't want to disrupt your momentum. Stay in Italy, play football in Italy. And when you finish alone in Italy, then you come back to Manchester United from Italy. But at this moment in time, we don't want you from Italy, bro. Stay where you're at. Stay where you're at. We have players in our squad that is viable to start up front, given that Sesko is injured. So let us not sing Kumbaya and try to bring Højlund back to. Let's not do that. We have players in the squad that are viable candidates to start up front. Let's not act as if we don't have nobody else to start up front, man. Let's not do that. So anyway, going back to Marcus Rashford, man, my tangents. So yes, he's expecting to. We know Amram is not a big fan of Marcus Rashford because of his work rate, his attitude, whatever else. But as I have alluded in a previous video, sometimes this year, I don't remember, but I said that we created the monster in Rashford. We created him. We created this narcissistic dude called Marcus Rashford. We created him. We allowed him to be spoiled. We gave him a lot of money that he was not deserving, and we made him into the villain that he is, at least when he was at Man United. So it's not surprising that he has the attitude that he has, because we have spoiled him. We are the creator. We created this monster. Yeah, we created this monster. We created this monster. We created this monster, and now we're reaping what we sow because we created this monster. We are the ones that made him the way he is because we spoiled him. We gave him the number 10 when he was not deserving of the number 10. And when you get the number 10 for Manchester United, you have to be a very good player. And I'm not saying Rashford is a crappy player, but he's not at the level to get number 10. He's not at the level. We have to have high standards when it comes down to our kit numbers, man. It's me. We have so if Rashford gets sold in the summer of 2026, even though the World Cup will be played in the summer of 2026, then so be it. So be it. Go ahead and sell this brethren. This brethren, according to Romano, is saying that he is open. He's like value at 30 million euros. Marcus Rashford. His value, his transfer value, his transfer market value is 30 euros or 30 pounds, 30 million pounds, and 30 pounds. But they're saying that Barcelona is not looking to sign him now. It's too early. They're basically saying that it's going to take time. Yes, they're happy with his performance. They're happy that he's scoring and assisting. Yes, they're happy with his attitude. They're happy that he's adjusting. But they're saying right now is not the time to consider a permanent transfer for Rashford. That's what they're basically saying. And this is give me a second. I'm getting distracted. I'm responding to this is how a top club supposed to operate. Don't rush into nothing that could cost you down the line. You have to see it for what it is and give it time to see what it is made of. Cause I mean, not to go back to the girl analogy, bro, but you know, say some females will put on some act in the initial stages of the dating stage, and when you go be with them, you made them your girlfriend. You see a totally different side. So basically, Barcelona is saying we don't want to suffer from the bait and switch with Rashford. We don't want to be putting ourselves out there, signing this bridging for the amount that he is worth, and sign him and he then becomes crap. We don't want to sign him and then he becomes a bad player. We don't want to sign him. That's why we're taking our time with it. We're not rushing nothing. Hope I'm making sense. Leave your comments in the comment section. If Rashford's supposed to be left, in terms of Højlund, we can sell Højlund next year. Let's not. We can sell Rasmus Højlund next year. We're not trying to disrupt Højlund's opportunities of not getting World Cup. So let him go play his World Cup. Is football in Naples. You do what he's doing in Naples, so he can represent his country. That's Denmark. I believe Denmark is his country. And yeah, in terms of Sancho, I can do away with Sancho, we can sell. If I could have put the bags of Jadon Sancho and go send him to the airport tomorrow, I would have. I don't want this Virgin at Manchester United no more. This Virgin is a disgrace. Jadon Sancho is a disgrace. This Virgin doesn't have the work ethic to play football. This Virgin, I don't even think this Virgin loves to. Dude, once we sign this guy, Jadon Sancho has not been the same Jadon Sancho. And that's not a testament to him, because we have signed players that have not been their former selves before when they came to Manchester United. We're not the same player when they came to Manchester United. So I'm not saying Jadon Sancho is the odd way player that come to Manchester United and play crap. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is this, man. I am saying that given his attitude, yes, his attitude is a big problem. Given his work ethic, man, this Bredrin is not the player that I don't care how good he is as a player. He could be talented. This Bredrin could have been talented as Ronaldinho in 2006. This Bredrin does not have the attitude. And funny enough, I mentioned Ronaldinho because Ronaldinho after 2006 didn't have the attitude, and that's why Barcelona sell him. But anyway, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Motherfucker, I did a video at least, I think 5 years ago. 5 years ago, talking about Mason Greenwood, and I was alluding to why the most talented players get the most criticisms. And this is alluding to Mason Greenwood when he was at Manchester United 5 years ago. I said this in November of 2020, 5 years ago. I remember the video. I might link the video one of those corners, so check out the video on your own time. But I basically said that when you're a talented player, you're not going to have the motivation to do hard work because you know how good you are. You're basically, if you're a mathematician, like you love maths. You're a naturally talented mathematician. You could have wake up out of bed at 3 a.m. when somebody go ask you a question about algebra and you answer the question like that without thinking. That is how good you are at. You don't even have to study. You don't even have to like do the hard work of studying like other persons because you're talented. You're very good at mathematics. Mathematics, not mathematics. I said that. I don't even know how I said that, but it's you just have the innate motivation, the fire that burns within you to put yourself out there. Given that you're a talented player, this Bridging was getting through a lot of money when he was at United, not playing football because of his feud and beef with Everton Hag when before Everton go get sacked. He was getting money per week. We were paying this spoiled guy money per week. And this guy was not going to football training. Man, fuck. Everything I banished him. He would feel that he was David back in the Bible. When King Saul go banish David from Israel because King Saul was looking to kill David. This Brethren go get banished from the Manchester United training complex, basically from the kit. This Brethren got banned from the Manchester United cafeteria. When you get banned from the cafeteria, you know say time's up. You know that. At least under the manager. But ever since everything got sacked, we haven't seen this guy. We haven't seen this guy play games for Manchester United. So, and it just shows how bad his attitude is, man. It just shows how bad his attitude is, man. His attitude is bad, man. That's not the attitude we want from our players. We want our players to be hungry, and that's another thing. Why I said that we created the monster in Rashford. Giving the money, the amount of the undeserved money to Marcus Rashford is what neutralized his motivation, his thirst and hunger to be the representante for Manchester United, to play for Manchester United, to do his will for Manchester United. It's like if basically if you're working and this working organization gives you your pay on your first day of work, your full pay, motherfucker, on the first day of work, what's the motivation to go work the next day? Be honest. What is your motivation to go to work the next day when you get your full payment the previous day on your first day? You know, make no sense. It's like you're saying, okay, I got my pay now, so why would I have to do work for the next month? Like, well, why? Like, I don't get it unless I want work experience or something, but I don't need to come in at work when I just got my pay, my full pay. No make no sense. So, in wrapping up, on this digression, Rashford needs to be sold. Hoyland, I am still on the fence with Rasmus Hoyland. Rasmus Hoyland, I'm still on the fence with Rasmus Hoyland. I'm not gung-ho about selling Rasmus Hoyland as yet. In terms of Marcus Rashford, in terms of Jadon Sancho, man, get these English players out of this club, out of this English club. We don't want these English players at this club. They have served their time. And Jadon Sancho is one of the worst players to be signed by this club. And an unborn baby can see that. Anybody can see that. Stevie Wonder can see that. This Bridging is one of the worst players that played for this club. Worse than Alexis Sanchez. They are saying. And Alexis Sanchez was no spring chicken either. This Bridging came to this club, got like he got $500,000 per week. We gave Alexis Sanchez 5,000, wait, was it 500,000 per week, $500,000, and this Bridging was put in dire, disastrous bad performances weekly. But because he was Alexis Sanchez and he was at the peak of his powers, at least when he was at Arsenal, we thought he would bring the form he had at Arsenal to Manchester United, which he didn't. And that is why we gave him the money that we did, because we thought he would bring the form, the world class top tier form to perform for Manchester United when we signed him. and that wasn't the case. That didn't happen. So we have to sell him. We have to sell him too. We have to sell him too because he wasn't. Bad player, man. He just things certain just because you're a good player doesn't certain things were not meant to be in football, and that's normal. He was not meant to come to Manchester United. If he was meant to come to Manchester, this version would have been performing for Manchester United and probably still at Manchester United as we speak. Well, he's a bit older, so we probably would have sold him like a couple years back. But the point still stands. If he was meant to come at this club, he would have performed in terms of how we expected him to perform, and he didn't. So going back to Sancho, yes, we have to sell Sancho. Rashford has done his time, overstayed in my opinion, at least by 2 years. We have to sell these two guys. We can make a lot of money off of these two guys. These two guys are English players, and so English players have an inflated transfer value, so they may not be good as how much they are worth, but because they're English, their values is inflated. It's more than they're actually worth. You see me? So that is the benefit of selling these guys. We need to sell these guys next year, man. Get these two dusty brethren out of this club. We don't want no dust in our club. The place is clean. But yeah, man, that's all I have to say, bro. Let me move on to the next piece of news because I want to be finished under an hour. Actually, I want to be finished by the 45th minute. So the next piece of news, I said that I want to talk about Joshua Zirkzee. Man United set price to sell Erik ten Hag's 36.5 million euros signing. So we know that Erik ten Hag signed Zirkzee last year, and we had high hopes for Joshua Zirkzee to perform for Manchester United last year, and this virgin only scored what? He only scored 3 Premier League goals last season, and one of them was on his debut, like on the first game of the Premier League season. And ever since then, him go score 2 Premier League goals. And has appeared to be frozen out by Ruben Amorim. Now, one of the unforgivable sins that I still don't forgive Amorim for is when this brethren go take off Zirkzee before half time when we're losing in the first half to some side that were playing at home. This brethren was so embarrassed. I remember this was back in December. It's almost a year now. This brethren was so embarrassed. Dude, we're talking about 75,000 persons come to Old Trafford, and most of them are Manchester United fans. Okay? This brethren will get substituted off in the first half when the first half not finish. But because we are losing, we have to sacrifice, we have to make some player scapegoat to try get back in the game, and he was the sacrificial lamb. He got sacrificed for nothing, and it's like the manager couldn't wait until half time to go take him off. That was one of the worst decisions this Belgian has ever made while at Man United. Ruben Amorim, I'm talking about you right now. He was embarrassed. After that, look at the dude when he came off, man. His head was so planted in the ground. It was as if he was watching his steps so he don't fall over. This virgin did not look up to nobody. He just walked straight down into the tunnel. He didn't even go on the bench. He went straight into the tunnel. And then a few minutes afterwards, some person probably motivated and say, hey, man, I'm pretty sure that the manager had some reason to take you off, but don't take it personal. It's just football, okay? We're losing. Just get back out there. In order for us to save face, let's get back out there. I know that you're upset. I know that you're disappointed, but go out there and show that there is no bad blood between you and the manager. Like you're not pissed that the manager take you off. So go out there. So go take a drink. Drink some water. Go take a drink. Go out there and show that you're not allowing this early substitution in the first half to get to you. And that's what he did. He went back outside and he got a cheer from the Manchester United fans. Though I don't remember, I can't remember if that made a big difference in the score. And I don't even think we won that game. But the point is, this Virgin he has had his traumas at Manchester United. This Virgin is not a regular starter for Manchester United. So that said, the Manchester United is looking to sell him. Now, I am not. Here's my thing. I've said that Zirkzee is not a Premier League type of player. He is slow to play to thrive in the Now, here's the thing. It doesn't matter if you're slow or not, because if this is slow, then how you physically slow doesn't matter. There have been a lot of slow players that have thrived in the Premier League, whether in this era of the Premier League, in the 2000s era, in the 90s era of the Premier League, or in the 90s era of the Premier League. And they were not fast, they were slow players, but they had a football IQ. Their football IQ is what saved them. That was the saving grace for them to be successful in the Premier League. Zirkzee does well. I'll say this: Zirkzee has this. He has football IQ. He's very good. But I don't think at the pace of the Premier League right now that this virgin is going to cut the cake. I don't think he's going to benefit in the Premier League at this point in time. I think that's one of the reasons why Amram is not looking to take the risk of starting him or even playing him, which you have to understand. But if Sesko, going back to Sesko is injured. Sesko is injured. You allegedly, based on the article I just read, Tambo say you want to bring Hoyland back from Italy to the Manchester United because Sesko is injured, but you have Zirkzee on the bench though. So even if he's not your player, you have to use your players. You have to use your players, man. You can't be spoiled and say, well, he's not my type of player. I don't want that type of player to be starting from. You can't, dude, you're a manager. It's your job, at least part of your job, to squeeze this side to your benefit. You have to squeeze this side to your benefit. They can't just wait until the transfer market to sign new players just like that. That's not how life works. And money's not free either. You're not making the money that comes in this club. You're not making it. So you have to use the players in your squad. Yes, Zirkzee is not your prototypical by-the-book player, but at the same time, this virgin is your player because he plays for this club. You are the manager for this club. So you have to play this guy. Plus, this guy is looking to make... this guy plays for Hoyland. Not Hoyland. This guy pays for Haaland with the Netherlands, I should have said. But it's basically the same thing. He plays for Haaland and not Hoyland. He plays for Haaland and Netherlands. I'm getting mixed up. So he of course wants to be a part of the World Cup side next year. And you're not even playing him so that he can look forward to being a part of the Netherlands side next year in the World Cup next year. So I understand his frustrations, but going back, there have been sides like Roma, Everton, West Ham that have been interested in signing Zirkzee, at least on loan, so that he can play football. But my thing is this: we have to retain Zirkzee's services, man, because when push come to shove, and we go get another injury from one of our other attacking players, who will go put up there, so who will go start. So you have injuries to Sesko, and in scenario, this is a scenario now, and we go loan out Zirkzee to Everton or West Ham or Roma in Italy. Who will go play up top? Well, we go play Mason Mount up top. Mason Mount is not a striker. Well, we go play Kuna up top. Kuna already stated that he's not a striker. He's not a forward. He's a midfielder. He's not a forward. Well, we go play Mbuemo up top, which is not a bad decision, but I have to question. Oh, you have Amadou on the right hand side, so that could work. But at the same time, man, we should not be looking to loan Zirkzee. Zirkzee should be getting game time. And see, if we didn't get knocked out of the SpongeBob club, if we didn't get knocked out of the SpongeBob Capital One Cup earlier, 3 months back, in late August or early September, this Brennan would have been gotten football games. So because we got knocked out of the Capital One Cup, which I call the Sponge League Cup, which is the SpongeBob League Cup in my opinion, because people don't know Sponge League Cup, but when we win it, it's like we won the World Cup. But because we don't have no European football, we only play in the Premier League, and we only play in the Premier League and FA Cup. FA Cup don't start until January. That's when the FA Cup start. Back in January. It's not January yet. So the only football competition we're playing actively right now is the Premier League. Oh, I'm catching on to 15 minutes now. I have to wrap up. Hope I'm making sense, man. So it's not the right choice not to bench. It's not the right choice to loan out Zirkzee. Let him go play some games. I'll say this. Because Zirkzee is not a press resistant player. So like if you go press Zirkzee, you're going to win the ball off of Zirkzee. Zirkzee is a big dude. And I've said this before. And probably he's lost some weight he probably is taking my advice. Because I've said that before the summer that this person needs to lose weight. He needs to cut down. He needs to go to the cheese grate and shed some weight. If this virgin actually lost weight, then he probably would be viable to start up top because he's not the most mobile player. He's not that flexible, and he's not fast. So and plus this virgin is used to playing football in Italy, and Italian football is not fast football. It's not fast football. So yeah, man. So I have to wrap up right now. I got to me. But yeah, man. So Zirkzee, I get that Zirkzee is not a prototypical forward. And plus, person when Zirkzee was playing good football, person was saying, "Oh, this is the second coming to Dennis Bergkamp, and this Virgin is the next. He's the reincarnation of Dennis Bergkamp. The Dennis Bergkamp reincarnation." Time out. As Shaquille O'Neal would say in that meme, time out, bro. You're doing too much. Calm your heart backside down. This virgin is not the second coming of nobody. This virgin is Joshua Zirkzee. This virgin is Joshua Zirkzee. He's not no Dennis Bergkamp. Let's not put him in the same. Just because Dennis Bergkamp play a similar role like. Now I'm not going to even disrespect Dennis Bergkamp, although he played for Arsenal. I'm not going to say that they play similar, kind of similar, but they're not the same player. They're definitely, that's a disrespect to Dennis Bergkamp, and I could care less about Arsenal players. But I have to be objective here and say, do not disrespect Dennis Bergkamp by putting Joshua Zirkzee in the same category as Dennis Bergkamp. Like a saying goes, what's it saying again? I'll say it like this so you guys understand. Just because you kind of play like Dennis Bergkamp doesn't make you Dennis Bergkamp. It doesn't make you Dennis Bergkamp. It's that simple. Snow started falling outside. That time of the season, man. You can't complain because that's just the time of the year. So yeah, Dennis Berg. Joshua Zirkzee should stay at Manchester United. We should not loan him. He should be a part of the squad. We should be but see, if we loan him, he has to take a pay cut because he's on a lot of money, and Italy doesn't have that type of money. West Ham do have that type of money. Everton do have that type of money. So if he goes on a loan, he has to take a pay cut, and not get the type of money he would get usually at Manchester United, because he's not at Manchester United. If he goes on loan to West Ham, Everton, or Roma. Matter of fact, I think Juventus was in for him. I think Juventus is actually in for him too. They have been in for him since January when he got substituted, what I just mentioned minutes back. Because the day after, that person was saying, okay, this is a clear message that he's going to leave, because he literally got substituted off in the first half. And person thought that this person was leaving the next day. Because the next day, I think, was what? January 1, where the winter transfer window would open. So person were saying, in terms of, that's what the football grapevine was saying. The football grapevine was saying that he was going to be sold because he's not in the favors of Ruben Amorim. He's not a favorable player of Ruben Amorim, and that's why he's going to get sold. But we have to be adaptable. We have to be flexible. We have to be very integrated. We have to be very dynamic in how we approach with our players, man. We have to muscle. We have to squeeze. We have to basically use the squad. We have to utilize the squad properly and effectively. So just because you're not favoring a player, man, don't be no spoiled by Tombo say, oh, I'm not going to play that player. That player is not my player. That doesn't have that player is still in your squad. And if you go be hellbent and go loan this bridging to Everton, Roma, or West Ham, or whoever else wants this bridging to play for them, at least on loan, if you go get at least 3 injuries, God forbid, Who is going to come off of the bench? Who's going to come off of the bench and play in the positions where the players are injured? The Gold Ghost ain't go play in that position. That's not his position. That's not the Gold Ghost position. So we have to keep Zirkzee. And I'm wrapping up right now. That's the 55th minute. So yeah, man, let me know your thoughts on what I just spoken about, man. First off, what's your thoughts on Rashford? No, I know some most of you guys want to say Rashford, so that's not really. But I know some persons still love Rashford. There are persons that still the person that actually still love Rashford to the point where they want to bring him back to Manchester United. Bro, if a snake bite you once, do not take back the snake so it bite you twice. Why would you want to take back Rashford? What is the redeeming qualities of Marcus Rashford? I'm not saying Rashford is crap. I'm not saying, because if he was crap, he wouldn't play for Barcelona. He's playing for Barcelona. But why would you want to take him back? Why would you want to take him back? No, for starters, the manager don't like this guy. So I want to take back this guy and bring back to Manchester United when the Manchester United manager don't like this guy. Why you want to do that? The man he literally does not like him. He has stated, even if he doesn't say that with his mouth, his behavior has exhibited that message, has basically told us to our face that we do not want Marcus Rashford. There have been times where he has been on the bench, and there have been players that were on the bench that came on the game, played in the game, and Rashford was still on the bench. He didn't come off the bench and play. He was available to come on and he didn't play. And even in a few cases, Rashford was not even a part of the squad. And he was not injured or he was not suspended. So what kind of message that is telling you if a player is not suspended or injured and he's left out of the squad? Use your brain. Think. He is not a favorable player by Ruben Amorim. And probably he's not. Probably Zirkzee is not a favorable he's not a favorable player of I hope that's not the case though, but I'm just spitball. I'm just thinking off the top of my head. But I don't think he's as bad as Rashford. I don't think he's that bad as Rashford in terms of not being favorable in the eyes of Ruben Amorim. So anyway, leave your comments in the comment section and can subscribe to the channel. I hope you guys are enjoying your Sunday so far. Yeah, man. I hope you guys enjoying the Sunday so far. So leave your comments in the comment section. What's your thoughts on Zirkzee? You want us to loan Zirkzee? Should we loan Zirkzee or should we keep Joshua Zirkzee? Which one is it? I know most of you guys want to sell Sancho, and you guys are right for wanting to sell Sancho. Because I would sell Sancho in a heartbeat just like that. I would ball my head to sell Jadon Sancho, but I'm not going to do that because I have beautiful back here. But this virgin has to be sold though. He has to be sold. He has to be sold and leave this club. Who's the next? Do you see Rasmus Hojlund realistically coming back from Italy, back from loan because Sesko gets some injury? I don't want to talk down on his injury. Got some injury, so I don't think we should. I don't believe we should bring him back, man. Let him go stay in Italy and go play his football. Let him go enjoy himself. Let him go get the freedom that he's getting. Cause he ain't go get that freedom at Manchester United. So yeah, let me know you guys what you guys have to think, man. And with that being said, I'll show it to you guys next video podcast. I'm out. And Jamaica, you better win that game out on Tuesday, you know. Again, the last time I said that a side supposed to beat a side, that side got beat our side. I said a couple weeks back in the World Series that Blue Jays needed to win against Dodgers, and the Dodgers go beat Blue Jays. Not in this case. Not in this case. I'm not having it. I'm not having it. Jamaica needs to beat Curacao on Tuesday on the 18th. We have to go send Curacao back to the rat hole they hence came from and not come out. We have to beat them. We have to beat them and qualify for the World Cup. The World Cup. Jamaica has to beat Curacao. Let me come closer. Jamaica has to beat Curacao. It could have been 1-0. It could have come out for a head back. It could have come out for a kneecap. I don't care how we score the goal. We need to score at least a goal and go beat. You could have played Jose Mourinho defensive football. I don't care. If we go beat them, and we go beat Curacao good because we go into the World Cup, and that's what's going to happen. On the hour mark, I'm done.